Well, many of us might take for granted the safety and comfort we enjoy every day as we travel, shop, and live our lives at home. The sad reality is that around the world, including right here on Delmarva, human trafficking still occurs, inflicting trauma on so many innocent victims.
And unfortunately, that includes children. January is Human Trafficking Month, and it's important to spread awareness that this tragedy has not yet been defeated. So helping us to do that today is Dr. Danielle Thomas. She is a child sex trafficking regional navigator for the Lower Shore. She joins us along with Susan Alstrom, a human trafficking regional navigator for the Mid-Shore. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us in Historic Studio D. Let's start off by going back to January being Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Why is it important to spread the message?
So human trafficking is an issue that is prevalent everywhere, but it is especially prevalent here in the region that we live in for various reasons, because we have access to highways, international airports, seaports. We have a great tourism industry, the hospitality industry, seasonal work, and also great disparity in wealth and poverty. And those are some of the factors that make this kind of a hotbed for trafficking.
And human trafficking is actually, it's a business. It's the fastest and largest growing criminal industry across the globe, estimating to bring in about 50 billion in annual income. So anywhere that there is an exchange of money, there's actually opportunity for trafficking to happen. And one of the things that we're seeing right now, especially after COVID, is traffickers are targeting our youth, especially, you know, cell phones, right? We think that they're safe, we think that they're great, but right now we're seeing a lot of youth being trafficked in the safety of their own home just because of the access that they have to the internet.
Wow. So obviously this is a huge issue that you have to kind of come together and fight, and you guys both kind of represent different organizations that have come together, right? Can you kind of explain that?
Yes, so we each work in the rape crisis and sexual assault centers. Mine, I work under the For All Seasons agency in the Mid-Shore region. And
I work with a Life Crisis Center here in Salisbury and throughout the Lower Shore.
But it's essential that we work collaboratively, that part of our work is to help facilitate the cooperation and collaboration of law enforcement, social service agencies, the medical arena, et cetera, so that they are aware of how to identify trafficking victims and how to respond most effectively. We're working as part of the Governor's Human Trafficking Regional Navigator Program here in Maryland to help improve and enhance the response, intervention, and support services to human trafficking victims and their families.
So regional navigator, that's what you both do, but for different agencies.
Correct, but we work collaboratively because trafficking it actually happens across boundaries, it crosses counties, it crosses states, and that's a basic essence of the problem, is that the various response agencies need to be able to talk together, to collaborate and work together in order to better respond and to help these victims.
Partnership is a really big key within human trafficking prevention and combating human trafficking as well. So that's what Susan and I do, is definitely partner with each other and our agencies as well to fight and combat anti-trafficking efforts, or to be a part of anti-trafficking efforts throughout the shore.
So could someone refer themselves or a friend to the Regional Navigator program?
Absolutely. So for me, at Life Crisis Center, so the Regional Navigator program is designed from the Child Sex Trafficking and Screening and Services Act of 2019 that Governor Hogan put into law, and it places a regional navigator at each county within the state of Maryland. And so we support child victims or survivors identified or suspected under the age of 24, really throughout the whole state. There's one of us in each county throughout the state of Maryland.
What can we do to help you? What can our viewers do to help you as navigators?
The biggest thing is awareness, identifying that it's here, acknowledging that it's here, and because January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, there's a lot of different opportunities for people to get involved. For instance, and I know speaking for the Lower Shore, in Wicomico, Worcester, and Somerset counties, at every single library, there's going to be a Life Crisis has set up a table for more information regarding human trafficking. And then also there's these little bags of red sand that people can get involved in. It helps spread awareness to highlight the cracks that victims fall through. And there's also going to be a handful of conferences throughout the Lower Shore as well. This Friday is Salisbury University is going to have their 4th annual anti-human trafficking event. I'm going to be having one at Berlin Intermediate School on Saturday, and then on the 20th we'll be having one at Pocomoke, Living Waters Church of God in Pocomoke.
What we would most like people to understand is that trafficking involves the use of force, fraud, and coercion, which is basically lies, manipulation, and people are, the more aware they are of the potential the signs of trafficking, the more we are able to respond. So it's here in our neighborhoods, it's here in our communities, and the regional navigators are here to be a resource both for information, education, and to respond. If you have any concerns or questions, if you suspect that someone is being trafficked either for work or for sex, in exchange for little or no money, or in exchange for anything such as housing, food, drugs, that qualifies as trafficking. And we want to be able to respond to that and assist in providing that individual the support services that they need.
And trafficking, there's a bunch of different types of trafficking, but just to break it down a little bit, for adult sex trafficking, force, fraud, or coercion kind of has to be in play there. But for child sex trafficking, it's anything sexual in exchange for anything of value. So we see this a lot with our runaway youth, or the LGBTQIA plus community, who may be living on the streets, and that may be the only opportunity for them to get the resources that they need. So if anybody, like you said, if they would like to refer to us or just get more information, you can definitely find me and Susan at our respective websites, Life Crisis Center and For All Seasons. And the National Human Trafficking Hotline number is 888-3737, 888, and you can also text Be Free. That's 233-733 for any suspected situations that may be going on, or if you yourself need any help.
Ladies, thank you so much for all you do, and thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank
you.
And you can find more information on our website. Stick around. DelmarvaLife will be right back.